So we're going to continue looking at the rights of parents. So Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So honoring the parents is one of the greatest of good deeds because firstly it earns Allah's pleasure with the individual. It was narrated from Abdullah ibn Amr that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the pleasure of the Lord is connected to the pleasure of the father, and the anger of the Lord is connected to the anger of the father. So this has been narrated in Tirmidhi as well as being classed as Sahih by Al-Albani because of honoring parents is great, one of the greatest deeds because it's the attitude of the prophets and the righteous. So Allah tells us of Yahya and in Surah Maryam verse 14, a dutiful to his parents, and he was not a disobedient tyrant. This is referred to Yahya as I mentioned, and he tells us about Isa in Surah Maryam verse 32, and made me dutiful to my mother, and he has not made me a wretched tyrant. So it's one of the beautiful teachings of Islam because it is the kind of acknowledging the parents' favours upon you and keeping them in mind. Because when you were younger, your parents took care of you, and as they are growing old, you must take care of them as a way of giving back. No matter, how much you do, it still won't be sufficient for all the sacrifices that your parents made for you when you were younger and helped you to grow up, gave you those etiquettes and made you grow up to be the person you are today. And it's part of integrity and good manners by honouring your parents. Marwan ibn al-Hakim said to Wahab ibn al-Aswad, "What is integrity in your view?" He said, "Honouring parents and taking care of one's wealth." So it is the best act of worship. A man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked for his permission to go for jihad. He said, "Are your parents alive?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Then strive for serving them." So narrated by Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. So what is meant is do your utmost in honouring them and show kindness to them, for in your case that will take the place of fighting the enemy. Is also one of the means of attaining salvation in this world and the hereafter. In the story of the people of the cave and the supplication by virtue of the good deeds, one of them sought the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by virtue of his having honoured his parents, asking Allah to grant him a way out. So Allah answered the supplication and granted them a way out. This is narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. So it is also one of the means of your supplications being answered by honouring your parents, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam praised Uwais al-Qarni, who were the best of the Tabi'een, for his kindness to his mother, and he advised the Sahaba to ask Uwais to offer supplication for them because he was the man whose supplications were answered. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "They will come to you, Uwais ibn Amir, with his reinforcement from Yemen, from the tribe of Murad, then from Quran. He had leprosy but was healed from it except for a spot the size of a dirham. He has a mother whom he honours. If he were to swear in the name of Allah that something should happen, Allah would cause it to happen. If you can ask him to pray for forgiveness for you, then do that." This is narrated in Sahih Muslim. It is one of the greatest means of being admitted to paradise. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the father is the middle best gate of paradise, narrated by Imam Ahmad. The issues connected to this matter are the rights of parents take precedence, the importance of the rights of any other humans. It is narrated that there's a scholarly consensus on this. The rights of the mothers take more importance than the rights of the father. Some narrated that there was a consensus on this. Fulfilling the rights of parents takes precedence over doing any superiority acts of worship. It is obligatory to obey parents with regard to that which would benefit them and not harm the child, even if they were evildoers and disbelievers, so long as they do not instruct you to commit sin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Aqwa verse 15, "But if they endeavour to make you associate with me that of which you have no knowledge. Do not obey them, but accompany them in this world with appropriate kindness. So regardless of what they make you do, just tell them with love and compassion that I'm not able to do that, this is the sin, I'm not assisting you in this sin, but still approach them and be kind to them, but try to advise them if possible. And it is obligatory for the child who can afford to spend on his parents if they are in need. So I'm going to be concluding the video here, so I'll leave you here for you. Manillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabiyina Muhammad. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.